Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Frank Deluca Field here in Stratford. It's a 2012 softball state tournament. We're crowning a champion today, and it's the Class M division as third-seeded Granby hosts fourth-seeded Rocky Hill. Mike, you want to go over the lineup for Rocky Hill?
Yes, Steve, leading off for Rocky Hill is the second baseman, Emily Thompson. Batting second is the shortstop, Erica Leonard. Hitting third and catching is Erin Weber. The cleanup hitter and pitcher, Megan Runavera. Batting fifth and playing first is Katie Seaver. Center fielder and batting sixth, Laura DeBruzzi. Batting seventh in right field, Katie Slavin. Batting eighth in left is Caitlin Bogus. And batting ninth, the designated player, is Emma Scultetti. Not batting but playing third base is Brianna Novello.
Right now we'll set the lineup for Granby defensively. Of course, they're going to start with Neve Stearns on the mound. She's going to throw to Sam Graskowitz, the catcher. The infield from left to right, third baseman is Sarah Boardman. The shortstop will be Ellie Burke. The second baseman will be Morgan Malone. First base will be manned by Haley McCoo. And in the outfield for Granby defensively, left fielder Emily Martell, center fielder Amy Bilodeau, and right fielder Aaron Walsh. As you take a look at the Rocky Hill dugout as they're getting ready to bat, Granby will take the field, but it should be an exciting game here today, Mike. And third seed, fourth seed, both pulled some upsets to get to this round.
Yeah, and you talked about the upsets, and then the upsets are all about the pitching, Steve. You look at these two teams, Rocky Hill, as we talked in the opening, Megan Runavera for Granby, Neve Stearns. And the key to this game, Steve, is both of these teams are going to have to crack one of these star pitchers. Defense for both teams will be the key.
You talked about the pitchers, and we talked about it in the open, but it all starts with who's towing the rubber, and we've got two great ones here today.
Yeah, and first off, on the hill first for Granby will be Neve Stearns, and we talked about her in the opening, and I think the key thing with her, Steve, and Coach Vicki Malone talked about it, is they need to keep Rocky Hill off balance, and the way Stearns is going to do that, she has 5-pitch repertoire, as we talked about early on. She throws that screwball and the curveball. She uses that fastball, which she spots well according to Malone, and then she throws the change and the rise ball. So for Rocky Hill, you have to be on your toes. You have to think about what she's going to throw in certain counts, and that's the way you're going to be able to get to her, because this Stearns, she's a real solid pitcher for Granby.
And Granby comes into the game. They had a first-round bye. They beat Laurelton Hall 4-1 in the second round. Then had a quarterfinal win over Griswold 5-1. Then they defeated Waterford 6-2 in the semifinals to get here. And of course, they're coached by Vicki Malone, who we found out in the pregame was an All-American shortstop at UConn back in 1990. So she certainly has some softball pedigree in her background. Yeah,
and she has, and this team has half the intensity that she showed in just the warm-up alone. I think this Rocky Hill team is in for quite a battle today. I mean, she coaches as she must have played, and as you saw Granby in the warm-up, they fed off this intensity.
Absolutely, and we move over to Rocky Hill. Their head coach is Jim Ferris. They've been ranked in the media polls all year. They won 3 one-run games to get to this final. They had a first-round bye as well, but then they needed 8 innings to beat Tolland 1-0. They then defeated Law 3-2, and then in just an epic game in the semifinals, Seymour, the previous #1 team in the state, the #1 seed in Class M, they defeated them 1-0 in 11 innings. So they're battle-tested coming into today.
Yeah, see, I think that bodes well for Rocky Hill. I mean, in that game against Law, up 3-0 the last inning, Law comes up with 2 runs. Rocky Hill gets the big out on the base paths to end the game, that one, and then they go to Seymour, and then you play an extra inning game against a team that everyone, Steve, expected to go all the way, and they got out a win. And it all started with Runavera in the circle. She gets the outs, they make the plays behind her, and that's been the key formula. So they're battle tested, as you said, Steve, coming into this championship.
And as you mentioned, Rocky Hill, they had some big wins, as you mentioned. It's their first title game appearance. Runavera did have 11 strikeouts versus Seymour. Imagine they'll be tough to beat if she is on, but Stearns on the other side is going to have her say for Granby.
Yeah, and you look at Neve Stearns as I just see waiting in the on-deck circle to start the game, Emily Thompson for Rocky Hill. And I think the key for Stearns is to get ahead. Last night in the Class L championship game, we saw a lot of 1-0, 2-0 counts, and they put you in hitter's position. And with these two pitchers, Runavera, as you see Stearns warming up, with these two pitchers, I don't think you're going to see that. I think you're going to see these two pitchers go right at you. They're not going to nibble corners, and they're just going to go right at you and make the hitters get on base.
What do you think about nerves coming into a game like this? Obviously, probably the biggest game that a lot of these girls have played, state championship game. That's going to be an impact as well.
Yeah, and I think in essence, you know, I know Granby history-wise has been in one championship game and lost, but none of these kids were even around when that happened. So I think, you know, a little bit different. Semifinals, I always felt the semifinals more nerve-wracking than the finals. It's you want to get to the finals. So I think right now they're playing with house money, getting here, and I think the biggest thing, you know, and I've always said it, the defense is the one that's at the nerves right now.
They might be nervous, but something tells me as soon as that first pitch is thrown, those nerves go away. And we have the first pitch being thrown by Stearns, and it is taken for a ball high. Emily Thompson, number 9, second baseman for Rocky Hill, leads off this game.
You see the corners in, expecting some small ball early.
Stearns with her second delivery of the game. That nicks the outside corner, evens the count at 1-1.
A nice changeup on the outside corner.
Nice crowd here at Frank Deluca Field. It's the Class M championship game, Rocky Hill and Granby. Stearns, third pitch of the game. Inside corner, gets ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And Steve, 3 pitches in, she's thrown 3 soft pitches. So we talked about Vicky Malone saying we're going to keep them on their toes, and I think that's the game plan right there.
Stearns with the delivery. Fouled back to the box. Thompson had a good rip at it. Just missed it as it comes back to the box.
Stearns picked up the pace on the speed on that pitch. Thompson with a nice job fouling it back.
Key to pitching is speed and throwing different pitches. Stearns. Thompson with a swing at it, and she chops it into left field. A clean line drive single played out there by Martell. Gotten back into the infield, so leadoff batter on for Rocky Hill here at the top of the first, courtesy the Thompson single.
And Steve, I think that was a pitch Stearns would want back. She left that pitch up after going to the outside soft, and Thompson did a nice job, and you could expect some small ball here with Leonard.
Leonard steps into the box, a shortstop. She does wear the bunt, but pulls it back and takes a strike. You saw McCoo charging. You saw Morgan Malone moving over to cover first base. You certainly see third baseman Sarah Boardman in as well for Granby. Stearns with the delivery. High and outside. Didn't look like Leonard was squaring on that one. She takes a look down at head coach Jim Ferris, getting some signals. Leonard, shortstop, number 1. Takes high and outside. Count is now 2 balls and 1 strike.
I think what the coach Jim Ferris did by her squaring around, having Leonard square around early, she got the infield moving, and now Stearns has got to try and find that strike zone with the 3-4-5 coming up.
That's Weber, Runavera, and Seaver, but right now it's Leonard. She looks at a strike right down the middle. Fastball by Stearns evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And you saw the ability right there of Stearns. She just came, grooved that fastball right down the middle to get that strike that she needed.
Stearns with the delivery. Very high, very outside. And we have our first full count of the afternoon. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Nice at bat by Leonard. She's battled.
Thompson on first. Single to left to open the inning. Stearns with the delivery. Foul back. So the payoff 3-2 pitch. We will do all over again. Sam Graskowitz hop back to the backstop quickly. Got that ball, gets it back to Stearns. Stearns collects her thoughts.
Thompson 2 for 2 on steals this year.
Stearns delivers, but that ball is low. So right off the get-go, Rocky Hill with a threat. Thompson with a single. Leonard with a very good at-bat, works a walk. And just like that, first and second, no outs for Rocky Hill here in the top of the first.
Yeah, and I thought that was a great at-bat by Erica Leonard. She came around at the count 0-2, draws 1-1, I say, draws it back to 3-2, then fouls a couple off, gets the walk, and now you're set up for the meat of your order.
That's number 8, Erin Weber, the catcher, the senior. Takes a strike on the outside corner.
And Erica Leonard, 5-13, just to go back to her, hit 5-13 on the year.
Swings through a fastball Might have been a little bit outside, but aggressive swing by Weber doesn't connect. She falls behind 0-2. Weber, one of only 4 seniors for Rocky Hill on the roster. In fact, Rocky Hill only dressing 12 players today. Stearns with the delivery. Outside, swung, missed, first out. Big one, recorded right there via the strikeout by Stearns.
Yeah, and that's a big strikeout. You get a number 3 hitter who's batting .476 on the year. She came right at her, Steve, and did not hit any corners and swung right through it, did Weber, for the strikeout.
Cleanup hitter, Megan Runavera, the mound mate of Stearns. On the other side for Rocky Hill, she steps to the plate. Chance to give herself some cushion and a lead. Stearns outside, high. Takes ball 1. That's where Stearns has been missing when she hasn't thrown strikes. Seems to be outside, seems to be high. Could be nerves, could be not wanting to give in to some talented Rocky Hill hitters.
Yeah, and Steve, these 3 hitters tell you after this pitch. These
Fastball
3 hitters.
Taken for a strike there, swung on by Runavera.
Runavera comes in hitting .507, Steve, with 35 hits and 35 RBI. So I think Stearns knows she has to be smart with these 3 hitters right here.
Runavera steps up into the box. We've got a 1-1 count. 1 out, runners on first and second. Right back to Stearns, and that's going to be a double play. Line drive back to Stearns, throws over to Haley McCoo, and just like that, Granby gets out of the inning. We are through 1/2 inning. Rocky Hill nothing, Granby coming to bat. And that'll do it for Rocky Hill in the first inning. We'll be back here on CPTV Sports after a word from our sponsors.
These days, the concept of value matters more than ever. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Connecticut high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
Welcome back to Frank Deluca Field. It's the CIAC Class M championship game. 4-seeded Rocky Hill, 3rd-seeded Granby. Granby coming to bat. Mike, why don't you run through their lineup?
Leading off for Granby is going to be the left fielder Emily Martell, batting second to second baseman Morgan Malone. Hitting third and playing first base is Haley McCoo. The cleanup hitter and playing right field is Aaron Walsh. Batting fifth and catching is Sam Graskowitz. The center fielder, Amy Bilodeau, will hit sixth. Batting seventh and playing shortstop is Ellie Burke. The designated player, Jamie Kidd, will bat eighth. And batting ninth, the third baseman, is Sarah Boardman. Neve Stearns is the pitcher, and she will not hit.
The defense for Rocky Hill will be Megan Runavera on the mound. She's going to throw to Erin Weber, left to right in the infield. Brianna Novello's at third. Erica Leonard's at short. Emily Thompson's at second. Katie Seaver is at first base. And in the outfield, left field is Caitlin Bogus. Center field is Laura DeBruzzi. And right field is Katie Slavin. So Rocky Hill threatened in the top, got the first two runners on. We may look back at that line drive double play as a big play in this ball game.
Yeah, and you know, you looked at Stearns, she helped herself, got the line drive off the bat of Seaver, and then was aware enough to throw to first for the double play. She could have actually gone to either base, she would have had the double play.
Hard hit ball by Runavera, but was right back at Stearns, able to turn a double play. That threat was averted. Rocky Hill now on defense here in the first inning. Emily Martell steps in. First pitch by Runavera, low for ball one.
And one thing for Granby with Runavera, they're going to have to look at, she throws a lot of strikes. 140 strikeouts, only 11 walks this year. So Granby goes up there swinging.
Second pitch by Runavera, taken for a strike, evens the count at 1-1. I think any coach would take 11 walks over 25 games.
Yeah, it's a great ratio.
Runavera with the delivery, fouled off to the left. Out of play, but a pretty good swing there by Emily Martell. She's the left fielder, a junior. Bats left, throws right.
Steve, one thing about Rivera, she likes to pitch with a tempo, likes to go fast.
Twirling the ball in her hands, getting the grip she wants. Rears back, fires outside, evens the count at 2-2.
Rain holding off there for the time.
Had a little drizzle early on. Right now, no rain. As Martell gets out in front of one, follows that right into the fence on the first base side. Count remains 2-2.
Almost a defensive swing there. Got that Barry Bonds arm protector on the right arm.
I think she might have been thinking fastball, and it was a changeup way out in front of it. Martell, leadoff batter for Granby. Scoreless here in the bottom of the first. Rivera with the delivery. Outside corner, called strike 3. Painted to black there. Martell goes down looking for the first out of the inning.
That was a nice pitch. Spotted that outside corner. Got the fastball right on the corner. And Martell looked like she was confused on that. I thought she might have expected a little off speed there.
Stepping in is number 8, Morgan Malone, second baseman. Malone is a sophomore. Bats right, throws right. Takes ball 1. Rivera with the delivery. Paints the outside corner. Evens the count at 1-1.
Rivera does a nice job spotting those corners, getting ahead in the count.
Rivera with the delivery. Swung on, fouled off to the right. First baseman Katie Seaver ran after it, but ball hit the fence before she can catch it, so makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Photographers over there trying to hold on to their equipment and get out of the way.
Rivera with the delivery. Little high, little inside, evens the count at 2-2. Counts 2-2. Her number's 22. She's in control out there. That's Megan Rivera. 2-2 pitch. Swung on. Missed strike 3. Both outs via the strikeout.
So 2 up, 2 down. Living up to the ratio a little bit there. She goes that fastball. And Granby, I think they notice she's got that off speed. They're sitting back on that and they're not able to catch up with that fastball so far, Steve.
Rivera been impressive so far. Stepping into the box is number 11, Haley McCoo. She's the first baseman. Takes a cut at the first one, fouls it off to the left. McCoo is a senior. Bats left, throws left. Part of that double play that ended the top of the first. Erica Leonard chased that ball down out in left field foul territory. Gets it back into Rivera. 0-1 count. McCoo gets the bat ready. Rivera paints the outside corner. Quickly gets ahead. Oh, no balls, 2 strikes.
Rivera impressing early. Just a strike throwing machine in this first inning.
Rivera with the delivery. Tried to get McCoo to chase there. McCoo didn't do that. Collins now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the first, scoreless. Rocky Hill and Granby, Class M softball state championship game. Rivera with the delivery. Pop up. Catcher takes a look at it. Aaron Weaver gets the mask off, makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down for Granby. We'll be back here on CPTV Sports after a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to Deluca Field in Stratford. It's the 2012 Class M Final. We are scoreless after one. Rocky Hill and Granby. Rocky Hill batting here in the top of the second. Number 28, Katie Seaver, first baseman, leads off, swings through. Neve Stearns' first pitch falls behind 0-1.
Be interesting to see how Stearns comes out in this second inning.
Seaver tries to get a bunt down, fouls it back. Falls behind 0-2. Sarah Boardman was hard charging from third. As Jim Ferris goes to maybe some small ball, try to get a leadoff batter on.
Absolutely. And Stearns struggled a little bit in that first inning. Had 2 runners on for Rocky Hill. Just come out throwing strikes so far.
Stearns, strike 3, swinging, ball hits the dirt. Got to make a play. Graskowitz throws over to McCoo. And that goes down as a strikeout, second of the game for Stearns. 1 out here in the top of the second.
So a better start in this second inning. Gets the leadoff batter. Now DeBruzzi comes up.
That brings up number 14, Laura DeBruzzi, the center fielder. Senior, bats left, throws left. Stearns' delivery nicks the outside corner. Gets ahead of the second batter here in the second for Rocky Hill. 0-1 count.
She's thrown 5 pitches, 5 strikes in this inning.
Second pitch by Stearns. Same spot. Nicks the outside corner. DeBruzzi looks at it. Don't think she liked that call, but it nicked the corner, and she's in an 0-2 hole. Swung on there by DeBruzzi. Back over the backstop, out of play. Count's going to remain 0-2.
Steve, it might be something to that nerve thing you were talking about in that first inning. I mean, she comes out in this second inning as a little more aggressive in this inning.
Stearns with the delivery. Outside. DeBruzzi, a nice job holding off on that one. Umpire looks down to the third base umpire. He says no swing, so the call is ball. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Stearns with the delivery. Ground ball weakly to first. Played by McCoo. Touches the base. That's 3 unassisted for the second out of the inning.
Nice job there by Stearns. She went to the fastball. Fastball gets DeBruzzi off balance. Gets that weak ground ball to first.
That brings up number 5, Katie Slavin, the right fielder. Sophomore, bats right, throws right. Off-speed pitch, nicks the inside corner. A lot of strikes being thrown by Stearns here. She gets ahead again, 0-1, third batter this inning. She's thrown a first pitch strike.
10 pitches, 9 strikes in the inning.
Swung on, missed by Slavin, and she's quickly in an 0-2 hole.
Get the feeling Stearns is saying, I'm in control now. You're going to have to beat me in this game.
Foul back. That ball stays in the fence. Does not come down, so home plate umpire will get a new one in play. Count remains 0-2. Gotta love the strike percentage this inning.
Yeah, she's fine. She's dealing in this inning.
Stearns delivers. Swung on by Slavin. Foul down the third base line. Pretty good swing at an 0-2 pitch.
Nice backhand by Boardman at third, even though that play was a foul ball.
Stearns is a senior on the mound. Her final high school game. Trying to lead Granby to their first state championship. Delivers. Tries to nick the inside corner. Might have been a little high also. Count goes to 1-2.
See, Slavin looked like she thought about just getting hit with that pitch and then pulled back the arm on the last second.
Stearns with the delivery. Pop fly, that's right back here. Out of play on the fence that protects the fans sitting behind home plate. There are now 4 balls up there.
Seems
From
to how to get
previous
those balls
games.
out of there. Pretty big broomstick.
That would work. Counts 1-2. We're in the top of the second. Rocky Hill and Granby. Neve Stearns on the mound with the delivery. That one was just a little low. Bounced about halfway there. Count evens at 2.
And you see Stearns laughing as she let that ball go.
Slavin in the box. Stearns with the pitch. Low inside, so we're going to move to 3-2. A good at-bat here by Slavin. She was behind 0-2. Fouled him 1 or 2 off. Watched a few come in, and she's worked a 3-2 count. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Delivery. Swung on. Missed. Strike 3. 3 up, 3 down. Third strikeout by Stearns. And after 1.5 innings, we are scoreless between Granby and Rocky Hill. We will be back here on CPTV Sports after a word from our sponsors.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Connecticut's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the Class N Championship game here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford.
Everybody knows that
scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second. Rocky Hill and Granby. Granby with their second at-bat of the game. They were 3 up, 3 down. Their first time up. Leading off for Granby will be number 2, right fielder Aaron Walsh. Runavera. Foul tip by Walsh. Caught by Weber. Strike 1.
And Steve, I think with the inning, Stearns just had pressure a little more on Runavera to match in every inning.
Runavera delivers fastball just outside. Count evens 1-1. Walsh is a junior. Bats right, throws right. Runavera with the delivery. Swung on. Foul ball off right. Over the Granby dugout. Actually, over the entire bleachers. Overcast day here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford. Any sort of wind is actually blowing out towards right field, it looks like.
Sun tried to peek through a little while ago. Went back in.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball put in play by Walsh. Grounded to second. Fielded by Thompson. Over to Seaver. First out recorded 4-3 here in the bottom of the second. Walsh got a swing on it. Ball got just past Runavera. Easily played by Thompson. Gets the out by Seaver over at first. 1 out here in the bottom of the second.
And you see Thompson did a nice job charging, especially with the speed of Walsh going down the line. Made it look easy.
Stepping in now is number 13, catcher Sam Groskritz. Hops out of the way of a inside fastball. Gets ahead of the count 1-1. Groskritz is a sophomore. Bats right, throws right. Runavera delivers. That one just inside. I think she wanted that one on the inside corner, but call goes to Groskritz. She's now ahead 2-0.
Yeah, I think you're right. See, she took a little walk behind the pitcher circle just to get a little more composure.
Runavera with the delivery. Fouled right back. Good swing by the sophomore catcher. Groskritz just missed it.
Now, see, sometimes you don't get the call you want. The next couple of pitches are a lot harder than you would normally throw. So right now, for Granby, Grosky, I want to expect a couple of fastballs coming here.
We'll see if one comes in. Runavera twirls it around, gets the pitch she wants. Ground ball. Easy play by Thompson over to Seaver. Second put out of the inning. Second base to first. Thompson to Seaver. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second for Granby.
Steve, I think what you're seeing with both teams, they're late on the fastball, rise ball of both pitchers. And what they're doing is sticking the bats out, trying to place it the opposite way. So I think you're going to see a lot of this right side action today.
When you have 2 power pitchers, that can tend to happen. And so far, the pitching matchup has lived up to its billing. Stepping to the plate is number 5, center fielder Amy Bilodeau. She is a junior. Bats right, throws right. Fouls one off, falls behind 0-1.
Rivera's been in control of these first 5 hitters. 2 strikeouts, pop them 2 groundouts.
Rivera delivers off speed. Little high. Good job by Bilodeau to watch that one come in. Evens count at 1-1. Good look at Rivera there with the mask on. Fires a fastball, hits the outside corner. Gets ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Aaron Weber set up on the outside. Rivera just hit right on that glove. Weber did not even have to move.
Rivera with the delivery. High, inside. Bilodeau ducks out of that one. Count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rivera with the 2-2 delivery. High outside. Last one was high inside. This one high outside. So Bilodeau with a pretty good at-bat here brings it to 3-2.
And you see what Rocky Hill's doing. They're going up, down, inside, outside. They're trying to get Granby off balance in the box.
Rivera with the delivery. Swung on. Missed. 3 up, 3 down. 3rd strikeout of the day for Rivera. We are 2 innings complete. We are scoreless. We will be back here on CPTV Sports after a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the Class M championship game here in softball at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford. Rocky Hill and Granby scoreless through 2. Batting for Rocky Hill is number 11, Caitlin Bogus, the center fielder. She's a junior, bats right, throws late. She has looked at 2 pitches from Neve Stearns, both balls, so she's ahead of the count 2-0. Only hit of the game, a leadoff single by Emily Thompson in the first for Rocky Hill. Bogus grounds it back to the pitcher, right to Stearns. She fields it on 1 or 2 hops, makes the clean throw over to Haley McCoo. 1 up, 1 down here in the 3rd inning, top of the 3rd, as Rocky Hill bats for the 3rd time.
Stearns doing a nice job fielding her position. And Steve, we saw a little earlier the Granby girls lacrosse team come in. They played in the championship game today, Northwest Catholic at Bunnell, and unfortunately for Granby, they fell 12-10 in the championship game. But good sports still coming here to support the softball team.
Absolutely, they got a standing ovation on the way in. Granby was looking for a little bit of a double dip sweep of a state championship. Lacrosse unfortunately falls. Softball here with a chance to win a state championship on the day. Stepping into the plate is number 17, Emma Scultetti. She is a designated player. She's looked at a couple of balls to start this at bat. She's the number 9 batter. We'll get it to Emily Thompson next. Scultetti taking a pitch there, looked like, takes a strike on the outside corner.
You see both Granby teams, the lacrosse and the softball, were favored today, so one of the favorites went down, so now the softball team hopes to come out with the victory.
Bunt put down nice by Scultetti. Fielded pretty well by Graskowitz. but a speedy Scultetti beats that out for an infield single. And with one out, Rocky Hill gets their third base runner of the day, turns the lineup over to the top of the order, Emily Thompson, who, as we mentioned before, has the lone hit, a line drive single to left to lead off the game. So a one-out base runner for Rocky Hill here in the top of the third. First pitch by Stearns there. Strike on the outside corner.
And Steve, that was a perfect bunt by Scultetti. What she did is she got Grosskreutz to stop and delay. There was a little confusion who was going to field that ball, and once that ball was standing there for a second, she was able to beat it out.
Stearns with the delivery, off speed. Outside, count goes 1-1. You see the first baseman, McCoo. Third base, Boardman in. Middle infielders at normal depth. Stearns delivers the pitch inside. Count is now 2-1. So Scultetti did her job, got on base for the top of the order. Rocky Hill trying to jump on board first here in the Class M championship game. We're scoreless. Swung on and missed that time by Thompson. Count evens at 2-2.
You know, Steve, we talked to Coach Jim Ferris before the game, and he said everyone has contributed, and everyone will need to contribute in this championship game, and you get a single from the number 9 hitter to set the table for the top of the order.
Stearns with the delivery, high. Count goes 3-2. Venture to say teams that get this far are playing today. You're getting contributions from everyone, and a lot of times it comes down to an unlikely hero in a state championship game.
Absolutely, that might be the way to get on against Neve Stearns.
Stearns, the 3-2 pitch inside. Stearns looked like she wanted that one. In fact, Thompson, half a second delay before she headed down to first, but she earns a one-out walk. So just like the first inning, when Rocky Hill had 2 runners on, they now have 2 runners on again. Scultetti with the infield single, Thompson with the walk, and steps to the plate is number 1, shortstop Erica Leonard. She walked in her first plate appearance. Stearns with the delivery, fly ball, short left, coming in to make the play. Emily Martell camps under it, makes the catch, throws it into Ellie Burke, shortstop. So one pitch, and Stearns gets a key out there, the second one of the inning, and that'll bring up number 3 batter, number 8 catcher Aaron Weber.
And that's a big pitch there by Neve Stearns. Looked like Stearns took a little off that pitch, and Leonard a little bit out in front and got under it and popped it up. So that's a big out for Stearns.
2 outs here, but still 2 runners on for Rocky Hill. Stearns twirls the ball in her hand, makes the pitch. It's a foul ball right in front of the Granby bench. McCoo and Grosskreutz, neither one could come up with it. It falls to the dirt, and a new life for Weber.
Yeah, and Weber gets a new life, Stephen. That's Haley McCoo's ball. McCoo, the first baseman, she's coming in towards the ball. She's got to call off Sam Grosskreutz on that one. Now, new life. See if Rocky Hill can capitalize.
Weber will try to take advantage. She's behind 0-1. Runners on first and second. Weber swings through that one. Falls behind 0-2. Emma Scultetti's on second. She's singled. Emily Thompson's on first. She walked. Rocky Hill trying to get on the board first. But Aaron Weber's in an 0-2 hole at the plate. Outside pitch there by Stearns. Count is now 1-2.
Nice job there by Sam Grosskreutz behind the plate, preventing a wild pitch, and 2 runners in scoring position. Also keeps the force out in play.
Both very important. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Weber. Eyes Stearns on the mound. Swung. Foul ball right back here. And if there wasn't I was just going to say, our cameraman might have taken it. And if there wasn't the net in this glass, we might have had to make a play in here.
I think I was ready.
You got good hands.
I was ready.
I was hoping you were going to protect me. We'll do the 1-2 pitch all over again. Stearns and Weber locked in here. Pitch outside. Granby the 3 seed. Rocky Hill the 4 seed. Rocky Hill batting here in the top of the third. Scoreless. It's the Class M championship game. here on CPTV Sports. Stearns with the delivery. Foul, fly ball up in play. Graskowitz doesn't see it. It falls harmlessly in front of the plate. That's going to load the bases. That was a pop fly that Graskowitz never saw. Stearns tried to get her to see it, and by the time she did, it fell about 10 feet in front of home plate. So that is going to load the bases with 2 outs for cleanup hitter and starting pitcher for Rocky Hill, Megan Runavera.
And you see Vicky Malone go out there to coach up Granby. I think absolutely what she's talking about right now is communication on the field. There was the pop-up between the first base and the catcher that let fall that McCool probably should have gone. And you know, Steve, Neve Stearns was pointing at that ball. She takes 2 or 3 steps in. I think she catches that ball and the inning's over. So a little communication gap. And if anything, Rocky Hill doesn't score, they've made Stearns work this inning. And you'll see how that works out towards the end of the game.
You're absolutely right. That might have been a tough play for Graskowitz, especially when she didn't see it right off the bat. But Rocky Hill, bases loaded, 2 outs. Megan Runavera, starting pitcher for Rocky Hill, has a chance to give herself and her team the lead. Stearns, little vim and vinegar with that one, paints a fastball on the outside corner, gets ahead 0-1.
Yeah, she came right back with that cheese right down on the corner. Runavera just took it. Smart.
Stearns delivers it. Line drive to left, and it's going to get past Martell. Skoltetti scores. Thompson scores. Rounding third from first is Weber. And that's a 2-out, bases clearing double for Megan Runavera. And Rocky Hill, just like that, has a 3-0 lead.
Steve, we talked in the pregame. Both coaches said defense was the key. Defense has let Granby down on all 3 plays in this inning. The 2 pop-ups, and now on that fly ball to the left, Martell didn't look like she saw the ball right away, didn't take the angle on the ball. When she went straight towards it, the ball tailed, went off the glove. Had she gone on the angle, she runs into the ball. So for Granby in this inning, defensive lapses have cost.
It's cost them 3 runs as Runavera gives herself and Rocky Hill a 3-0 lead. Bases loaded. 2-out double, 3 RBIs. Rocky Hill now with 3 runs on 4 hits. Stearns facing Katie Seaver. Fouls the first pitch off. Looks at a strike on the second one, so Stearns ahead 0-2, but Rocky Hill has done some damage in this inning. 3 runs on the board.
Yeah, Steve, that's big.
Stearns delivers.
It's big in this sense, Steve. Runavera, I know it's a 2-inning sample. She's looked dominant. So maybe 1 run was going to be the key. Now you got 3 runs. You've given a pitcher of that caliber 3 runs to work with, and that's enormous in a state championship game like this.
Katie Seaver, first baseman, struck out in the first inning. Stearns delivers. That ball fouled back right here. Misses the net. Nice catch by gentleman in green, about 6 rows in front of us. Count will remain 0-2. But a crooked number put up by Rocky Hill, all courtesy of Megan Runavera. Seaver delivers a single to right. That's going to score Runavera and add 1 run for Rocky Hill. They now have 4 runs in the inning, 5 hits on the game. Seaver with a 2-out RBI single to right scores Runavera. Rocky Hill now up 4-0.
And Steve, a nice piece of hitting by Katie Stevens. She took that inside pitch, used the inside-out swing, fisted it out to right center field for the 4th run. And the unfortunate thing for Neve Stearns is, I know 3 balls should have been caught. Those runs are all going to be earned because there was no errors in the inning, although the play should have been made.
Great point. Stepping to the plate now is Laura DeBruzzi, center fielder. She grounded out to first in her first at-bat. And Rocky Hill, 4 runs this inning. Stearns with the delivery. This is inside. So Stearns falls behind. 2 balls, no strikes. Stearns with the delivery. That ball's low.
So you find it odd like that, the way the Granby infield has shifted all the way in. Almost like there's a runner on third for DeBruzzi. The middle
Boardman is
infielders
close.
are less than double play depth.
DeBruzzi looks at 4 pitches, all balls. So the inning is going to continue for Rocky Hill. They're going to send their 9th batter to the plate. Katie Slavin ended the second with a strikeout, but she's going to come up here in the 3rd after Rocky Hill has put 4 on the board.
And Vicky Malone goes out there again. And Steve, this, not to harp on the point, but this inning should have been over with twice with Erin Weber up. She gets the 2 pop-ups, the pop-up between McCoo and Graskus, the pop-up in front of the plate, and then she gets on base with the infield single, then Runavera with the double. You know, this inning should have been over 3 batters ago, and Stearns has definitely had to work her hardest in this 3rd inning.
3 batters and 4 runs ago, and that's the difference in the game right now. As Rocky Hill, 4 runs in and runners on 1st and 2nd. Stearns delivers. This time she gets a strike. Seaver on 2nd. She had an RBI single that plated Runavera. Laura DeBruzzi on 1st. She walked. Slavin, the 9th batter of the inning. Line drive. Almost caught by Boardman. Good thing she didn't get her glove on it because that ball wound up going foul past the 3rd base line.
I was just going to ask you, did she get the glove on it? Because had she gotten the glove on, that ball's a fair ball.
Yes, it is. She would be in fair territory. The ball would be fair. Ball missed her glove, falls outside the chalk line. So it's a loud strike, but it's a strike nonetheless, and Stearns is ahead 0-2 on Slavin. Stearns with the delivery. Half swing there. We're going to appeal. No. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So nothing going right for Granby in this, and they couldn't even get the appeal.
Stearns had to work this inning, had to throw a lot of pitches. She's given up 4 runs. She delivers. Slavin with a swing at it. Fouled off to the right into the 2nd row of a completely empty bleachers here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford.
Nice effort by right fielder Aaron Walsh.
One ball, 2 strikes. Stearns looks in to Graskwitz, gets her signal. Off-speed pitch, outside, count goes to 2-2. So Stearns, who cruised through the first 2, especially that 2nd inning, has had to work this inning, courtesy of Rocky Hill and some potent offense and good breaks. And that's another line drive by Slavin. That's going to score Seaver from 2nd. And we've got a whole bunch of runners on 2nd base. And Morgan Malone is going to chase down Slavin. She thought DeBruzzi was going to go to 3rd. She didn't. There was 2 runners on 2nd. So that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning, but not before Slavin single scores Seaver for the 5th run of the game. So Rocky Hill with a big inning. They put up 5, and we'll be back on CPTV Sports coverage of the Class M Championship game after a word from our sponsors.
Everybody knows that high school sports generate suspense, excitement, and drama.
They also generate higher grade point averages, stronger work habits, and greater self-esteem.
Everybody knows that high school sports give us more value for our entertainment dollar.
They also give us leaders committed to strengthening communities right here in Connecticut. The true value of playing sports in school can't be measured in wins and losses or dollars and cents. Studies show that participation in sports, along with other extracurricular activities, is one of the best ways to teach leadership, cooperation, accountability, and other invaluable life skills. Don't just stand on the sidelines. Encourage the young people you know to get in the game. When you do, you will be helping them get ahead in life. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the Class M Championship game here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford. Rocky Hill has just put a crooked number up, and it's a big one. 5 runs, 5 hits, 2 walks. They have a commanding 5-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Stepping to the plate will be number 18, shortstop Ellie Burke for Granby. Desperately in need of base runners, more importantly runs, as they now trail 5-0.
Yeah, and see a key half inning for both teams right now. You're looking at a Rocky Hill team just got 5 runs for Runavera. Don't want to get Granby back in the game, giving up runs. And for Granby, you need some momentum now to build on.
Of course, Runavera had the bases clearing double that scored 3 runs. Now she's on the mound. Threw a high pitch for ball 1. Burke swings at this one, fouls it off. 3 defenders converged on that. Left fielder Caitlin Bogus, shortstop Erica Leonard, and Brianna Novello, the 3rd baseman. None of them could come up with it, so the count is now 1 ball, 1 strike. Ellie Burke is a junior. Throws right, bats right. Looks at ball 2 there. Runavera with the delivery. Hates the outside corner. Evens the count at 2-2.
And see what that 5-run inning does for Rocky Hill. It allows the defense to be a little loose, a little more relaxed right now. And it's easier to play the game when you're more relaxed.
Runavera pitches, a line drive. Burke caught. Runavera. That was a great pitch. That was a great swing. That was a better catch. And Runavera partially protecting herself, but she gets an out on a line drive.
And we've seen both pitchers in this game can field their position. Both have fielded line drives. Runavera's done a nice job.
That's going to bring up number 17, Jamie Kidd. She's first pitch swinging. Ground balls back to Runavera. Throws over to Emily Thompson covering first as Katie Seaver was in looking at bunt possibilities. So 1 pitch and a second out right there for Granby.
And see, you've seen right there 2 2/3 innings played in this game. Difference in the game. Rocky Hill has made their plays on defense. Granby is not.
Runavera with the delivery inside. Boardman has to dance her way out of that one. So important to play good defense, make good pitches, and try to hang a 0 after you score some runs. And Runavera 2/3 of the way to exactly doing that. Boardman with a pretty good cut at a fastball fouled back. Count evens at 1-1.
And you watch the fielders right now for Rocky Hill in this inning. A little more bounce in their step, and you can see they can almost feel it. 3rd inning, they could feel it coming on. The way Runavera's pitching, you can almost feel like she's not going to be hit, and they're going to do whatever they can to prevent any hits.
Easy to pitch, easy to play defense with a 5-run lead, and that's what Rocky Hill's doing right now. Runavera twirls the ball in her hand, gets the grip she wants, fires it in. Boardman swings through it. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You know, and conversely for Granby, you can't go up there thinking you're going to hit a 5-run home run. You just can't do it. You have to chip away, get a little at a time, and get yourself in position in the 7th to win the game.
Boardman looks at a ball high. Count evens at 2-2. Of course, Granby looking for their first hit. Haven't had a base runner.
Right.
3 up, 3 down in the first, 3 up, 3 down in the second. Now number 9 batter Sarah Boardman up with 2 outs here in the 3rd.
You know what usually happens after you say that, Steve.
6 straight hits. I'll be getting nasty letters from Rocky Hill. Boardman looks at a ball inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Swung on. Missed. Strike 3. Her 4th strikeout of the game for Runavera. 3 up, 3 down. We are 3 innings complete. It is Rocky Hill 5. Granby nothing. We will be back here on CPTV Sports right after a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the Class M Championship game here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford. We go to the top of the fourth inning. Rocky Hill leads Granby 4-0. Leading off the fourth is the same person who led off the third, as Rocky Hill sent 9 batters to the plate, scored 5 runs, but that's Caitlin Bogus, center fielder. Takes a look at a couple of pitches. First one and the second one, both strikes as she quickly falls behind 0-2. She grounded out to Stearns to lead off the third. Then the hits and the floodgates opened. Stearns delivers just a bit outside. They're going to look down to first base. Bogus did not swing, so the count will be 1 ball and 2 strikes.
An imperative for Neve Stearns to keep her team in the game, cannot allow another run.
Bogus with the swing. Grounded to third baseman. Boardman fields it, throws over to McCoo. And the first out recorded there, 5-3. Nice play by Boardman. That's going to bring up the number 9 batter, Emma Scoltetti, designated player. She started the 5-run inning with a single, bunt single. She takes a look at strike 1 on the outside corner.
And Steve, that was a perfect bunt. And again, there was some confusion behind the plate. Sam Groskowitz held up, thought Neve Stearns was going to get the ball, and that started a little bit of a pattern in that inning.
Pattern ultimately led to 5 runs as Scoltetti swings through. Curveball on the outside. Stearns gets ahead 0-2. Called third strike as Stearns paints the black on the outside. Second out of the inning. That is the 4th strikeout of the day for Stearns. Thompson going to be up for the 3rd time in 4 innings. She singled, was stranded at second in the first. She walked and scored in the 3rd. Of course, that was the bases clearing double by Runavera, who's in control on the mound and has the biggest hit of the game so far. Thompson looks at strike 1 and then perfectly placed line drive single over the head of Morgan Malone. So that's going to be a 2-out single for Thompson, and she's going to be perfect on the day in terms of on-base percentage. Single in the first, walk in the third, and now a 2-out single here in the fourth.
So perfect day hitting and a perfect just bat. I mean, she just went with that pitch and placed it into right field. Perfect leadoff hitter for Rocky Hill.
Erica Leonard, shortstop, looks at ball 1. She walked, was doubled off in the first to end that scoring threat for Rocky Hill. She then flied out to right in the third. Leonard. That was a little bit high. That was a lot outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Nice job by Sam Groskowitz behind the plate, preventing another wild pitch. She's done a nice job in that respect. She kept the ball in front of her and kept Rocky Hill from getting an extra base.
When Stearns has missed, it's tended to be high and tended to be outside. I concur with that statement. Stearns delivers. Swung on. Fouled off to the right. Out of play, but a good job. Good hustle. Aaron Walsh, the right fielder, second baseman Morgan Malone, and first baseman Haley McCoo, all hugging that fence, hoping against hope that the ball may land where they can catch it, but it was over the fence by a few feet. Counts 2 balls and 1 strike now. Stearns with the delivery. That ball was low. Count's going to be 3-1.
And if you're Neve Stearns, last thing you want to do is walk Leonard and get to Weber and Runavera in this inning.
I concur with that as well. Rocky Hill 5, Granby nothing. Rocky Hill got 5 runs on 5 hits and 2 walks in the last inning. Leonard taking all the way there, looks at a strike right down the middle of the plate. And it was Weber, Runavera, and Seaver. Single, double, single last inning. That's who Stearns would be facing if she couldn't get Leonard out here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Swung on, fouled back by Leonard. Pretty good rip at a low fastball. So we will set the wheels in motion again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. here in the top of the fourth. Rocky Hill at bat. They lead 5-0.
It's been a good at bat by Erica Leonard, fighting off some pitches, taking some pitches, making Neve Stearns work.
Leonard flies it to left. Camping underneath it is Emily Martell, and she makes the catch. So Rocky Hill does not score, but they still lead 5-0. We will be back here on CPTV Sports right after word from our sponsors.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Connecticut. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the Class M championship game between Rocky Hill and Granby right here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford. Steve Kirk and Mike Madeira here. Pleasure to be bringing you today's championship game. Heading to the bottom of the fourth, it's been all Rocky Hill. As the Terriers got 5 runs in that third inning, they lead 5-0. Granby's going to come to bat for the second time for everyone here in the fourth inning. Emily Martell struck out looking in the first. She's the left fielder. She caught that end ball that ended the last inning. She will lead off here for Granby. Needs to rally, needs to get some base runners. They trail 5-0.
Innings now slowly going away for Granby. Got to make some.
First pitch swinging by Martell. Runavera looked like she might be able to have it, but she was called off by Leonard right behind the pitcher circle. She makes the grab. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's P6 if you're scoring at home. Pop out to the shortstop, Leonard. Stepping to the plate, Morgan Malone.
What I was saying before that is they got to make some noise, Granby. I mean, you're trading outs now is what Rocky Hill's doing, trading outs now to get to the end of the game. So Granby's got to start getting some runners.
Malone swings at that one. Count evens at 1-1. That was nice communication by Leonard because it looked like Runavera had called it. But Leonard came in. Shortstop kind of has full reign in the infield, called Runavera off, made the catch. It was communication that Granby didn't make earlier, which led to the 5 runs by Rocky Hill.
And, you know, and we talked to Jim Ferris, the coach of Rocky Hill, before the game. He said Erica Leonard was his key in that infield. She was a key player at shortstop, anchored the infield, and she showed it right there, had control of that pop-up.
Runavera throws a strike, 1-2. This time she pumps one outside. Count evens at 2-2. Of course, Runavera was dominant in a 1-0 11-inning win over the state's #1 ranked team and the #1 ranked team in Class M, Seymour, in the semifinals. As Malone grounds out to the second baseman, Thompson scoops it up, throws it over to Seaver. 2 up, 2 down here in the fourth for Granby.
And, you know, the thing about this game, Steve, is Runavera is making it look very easy. Granby has not gotten many quality swings, if any at all. She's jammed them, or she's forced them to go to the outside. The balls that have been hit have been very weak balls to go along with her strikeouts.
Runavera. Fastball right in the middle of the plate. Pretty good swing by McCoo. Maybe a smidge late. She fouled it off over the Rocky Hill dugout.
And Steve, I think the best hit ball by Granby on the day was that of Ellie Burke, the line drive that Runavera caught in the last inning.
I would agree with that. Runavera twirls the ball in her hand, gets the grip she wants, fires one, tries to hit the outside corner, but misses. Count evens at 1-1.
The sun once again tries to peek through here.
McCoo, one of the 4 seniors for Granby, swings at it. Hits her leg in the box. That's a foul ball, so it'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes. The other seniors are Neve Stearns, Megan Schulteis, Haley McCoo, and Samantha Arnone. So only 4 seniors for Granby. But those 4 seniors are down for some of their final outs and final innings as they trail Rocky Hill 5-0 here in the bottom of the 4th of the 2012 Class M Softball State Championship game here at Deluca Field in Stratford.
McCoo looking to get something going here. Give Granby a little bit of a spark, even though there's 2 outs. Just give them some belief here.
2-2 pitch. Off speed. McCoo does a good job, doesn't offer at it. Ball bounces right before the plate. Brings it to a 3-2 count.
And you can look for Runavera to just gas one right down the middle here.
Runavera, fastball, pretty good swing. 1 hop, fielded by Thompson over at second, over to Seaver. 3 up, 3 down for the 4th time in a row for Granby. We are 4 innings complete. It is Rocky Hill 5, Granby nothing. We will be back on CPTV Sports after a word from our sponsors.
These days, the concept of value matters more than ever. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Connecticut high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the Class M Championship game here at Frank DeLuca Field in Stratford. Rocky Hill
may not require a textbook.
5-0 lead as they come to bat here in the top of the 5th, and they're going to have the middle part of their order up. Number 8, Erin Weber, bats 3rd. She's the catcher. She will lead off here for Rocky Hill against Neve Stearns. First pitch swinging, flies the ball, skies it to right field. Erin Walsh, literally, don't think she had to move but a half a step. Catches that one cleanly, and 1 pitch, 1 out on a fly to right.
Weber gave it a good ride. But Stearns now, we said it last inning, now as the innings go away, 3 more innings, got to get in and out quickly to give her team some hope here.
Of course, stepping to the plate now, story of the game, Megan Runavera. Been great on the mound. And of course, her last at-bat was the biggest at-bat of the game. 2 outs, bases loaded. She ripped a double to left, cleared all bases, all 3 runs scored. Rocky Hill tacked on 2 more. She looks at strike 1. She swings through strike 2.
Nice job mixing pitches right there by Stearns. Came a fastball and then one changeup.
Runavera was ahead of it. Now she's in her 0-2 count. Stearns with a curveball. Ground ball to short. Burke up with it. Fires over to McCoo. And they get Runavera on the 6-3 ground out. That's going to bring up the number 5 batter, first baseman, number 28, Katie Seaver. She's a junior. Bats right, throws right. The 4 seniors for Rocky Hill, Erin Weber, Emily Thompson, Laura DeBruzzi, and Megan Runavera. As Stearns throws strike 1.
She started every batter in this inning off with a strike, something that we hadn't seen throughout the game.
We saw that early. We didn't see it in the middle innings. Goes with off speed there. Seaver ahead of it, follows it back. Stearns quickly ahead 0-2.
This is probably the best inning we've seen Stearns in this game, Steve. She's looked like she's in control on a mission to get out of this inning. She's gotten the strike, she's gotten the at-bat, she's got the weak ground ball to short. She's looked her best, I think, in this inning.
She's doing it against the best for Rocky Hill, middle of the order. Of course, as soon as we say that, there's a line drive single to center as Seaver gets her 2nd hit of the game. She struck out in the second, then had an RBI single that plated Runavera in the third, and a 2-out single there, so she is now 2 for 3 on the day. That's going to bring up center fielder, number 14, Laura DeBruzzi.
Do you think Stearns would want that pitcher back? 0-2 pitch. She's got all of the plate there. Might want to got one in the dirt or in the corner.
Swings through the first one. Seaver stealing. They've got her caught in a pickle. Second baseman Malone throws it to McCoo. McCoo chases Seaver down. So that's going to be the third out of the inning. We are 4.5 innings complete. It is Rocky Hill 5, Granby nothing. We will be back here on CPTV Sports right after a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the CIAC Class M State Championship game here in softball. Frank Deluca Field in Stratford. We head to the bottom of the fifth. It's been all Rocky Hill. They lead 5-0. Granby does send batters 4, 5, and 6 up this inning. Number 2, Aaron Walsh, the right fielder, will lead off against Megan Runavera, who's been in control all game, and that really dates back to their semifinal win over top-ranked Seymour.
Yeah, 11 innings in that game. She gets the shutout victory.
Walsh, second pitch swinging, flies it out to right. Katie Slavin takes 2 steps to her right, hauls it in, first out of the fifth. That's F9 if you are scoring at home.
And Steve, if you're Granby, last 2 innings, you can start to say, hey, we've gotten a little bit better swings. And now you got to get the hits, and you got to start putting them together. You got to get a hit or a runner.
Stepping to the plate, Sam Graskritz. First pitch swinging. That is a loud strike. Foul ball, line left. Other than the line drive that Ellie Burkhead that you mentioned before, that was probably the hardest hit ball by Granby all day.
Yeah, the last 2 swings, you start to see a little more confidence in Granby going up there.
Graskritz was recorded on a ground out to second in the second. Takes a good hack at that one, and that's a foul ball off to the right. So 2 pretty good pitches by Runavera, 2 pretty good swings by Graskritz, but they are both foul balls. Loud ones, 1 left, 1 right. End of the day, that's an 0-2 count.
I think if you run Rivera, you got to come something soft there. She's been on the fast stuff.
Ooh, she went high cheese and was a little too high. Count 1 and 2. Graskritz only a sophomore. 2 more years left for her, for head coach Vicki Malone. Runavera went with the soft stuff that time. Graskritz was ahead of it, but was still able to keep the hands back enough to foul that one back to the stands.
And good thing for Runavera, that pitch was up. She had that in the zone. That was a nice swing by Graskritz.
Runavera with the delivery. Another hard hit ball, another foul ball to the left. See the ball being thrown in by Brianna Novello.
I think, Steve, you got to go high again. I think you got to go a little rise ball up here as Graskritz is getting on top of the ball.
Runavera goes low, grounded to third, but that is foul. Very nice at bat by the sophomore Groskritz here.
Definitely the best at bat of the game.
Having said that, she's still down in a 1-2 hole. One out here in the bottom of the fifth. Rocky Hill 5. Granby, nothing. Runavera tries to go outside. That was a little outside, a little low. Count evens at 2-2.
And that's a good waste pitch right there. Trying to get Sam Groskritz to chase there as she's been right on the last couple of pitches.
See where Runavera comes up with here. Line drive single to center, and that's a tremendous at-bat by Groskritz. Fouled several off. Recognized that pitch down the middle. Breaks up the no-hit bid, as that's Granby's first hit of the day. Sharp single to center by the sophomore Groskritz.
So it breaks up the no-hitter, breaks up the perfect game. And you could just see in that at-bat, Groskritz was winning the battle. She had that line drive down the left. She was fouling off good pitches. And you can see Runavera was just contemplating what to throw there. And whatever she threw, Groskritz was on top of. She got the nice line drive base hit, won the battle. Now you got to see if Granby can feed off this as they get a pinch runner in to run for Groskritz.
That's number 23, Jen Zalagi. A freshman will pitch run for Groskritz. Kind of knew the no-no was going. I kind of forgot about the perfect game angle of that. Now the numbers that really only matter are 5 and 0, and that's the score as Rocky Hill is ahead.
And the biggest thing for both teams is the number of outs. Granby 8 more outs to try and get 5 runs.
Amy Bilodeau, the center fielder, is at bat. She looked at ball 1. Zalagi at first. And that's a perfectly placed ball by Bilodeau. Falls in front of Leonard. So that is back-to-back singles by Groskritz and Bilodeau. And the Granby Bears making a little noise here in their 5th at-bat of the game against Runavera. After a fly out to right by Walsh, Groskritz and Bilodeau single, 2 runners on for Granby.
And Steve, just going to say, it started with that fly ball by Walsh. She had a nice at-bat, hit a nice ball. All of a sudden, you saw Granby coming a little confident. Then obviously Groskritz, comes up with the big hit. Now to hit again, first and second.
Stepping to the plate, Ellie Burke. She's a junior, bats right, throws right. And up until Groskritz at bat, she probably had the hardest hit ball of the game. She lined back to Runavera in her only plate appearance in the 3rd. Swings at the first one, fouls the second one back. So Runavera quickly ahead 0-2.
That's a big part of the game here for Granby. Maybe get 1 or 2 runs here, chip away. 3 runs, you're within striking distance.
Runavera with the delivery outside. Taken by Burke. Here's some noise on the Granby sideline. Hadn't heard too much of that all day. Of course, when you're getting no hit and you're trailing 5-0, it's easy to be quiet, but a couple singles this inning and the Granby faithful have some hope. Foul ball long to the left. Good swing there by Burke.
And you wonder if Runavera is losing a little something off her pitches. This inning specifically, you've seen Granby getting around on all her pitches. We hadn't seen that very often in the first 4 innings.
That's a good point, and the point you mentioned before. 8 outs is all they have left in their season. They need to get 5 runs before then. Good swing, fouled back by Burke. Count remains 1-2.
So Granby has put together 3, now 4 good at-bats in this inning. Probably the best at-bats that they face off of Runavera in this game.
I think that was a good point you made as well. It's hard. You can't get all 5 at once. Got to kind of chip away, and this is Granby's first chance. That was an off-speed pitch. I don't know if Burke really wanted to swing at it, but I don't think she could hold the bat, and it tipped off it and just went a little bit foul to the right, so...
I think you're absolutely right. I think she couldn't keep her hands back, and what she did, she was able to check swing. And I think what Rocky Hill right here is saying, well, did she go to bunt at that? Was that a bunt or was that a check swing? Because if it was a bunt, she's out.
And head coach Jim Ferris is having a conversation with the home plate umpire as Vicky Malone is meeting with Burke. And I bet you that is probably exactly what he's asking. I don't think it was a bunt. I just think it was, I don't want to swing, but I'm too far into it. I can't stop.
Absolutely.
I think that's what the home plate umpire has ruled, so we're back to a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Ranavera also with a chance to collect herself, which in the long run might not be a bad thing.
Right, I think that was Ellie Burke also saying, you're not getting me out on this pitch.
Ranavera with the delivery. Foul back again. Some grit being shown by the Granby Bears here in their half of the 5th inning. If you're just joining us, Rocky Hill, 5 runs in the 3rd, 8 hits. Granby with their first 2 hits of the game here in the 5th. Ellie Burke looks at Ranavera. Another off-speed pitch. That ball was going to bounce in front of the plate. But again, Burke couldn't hold up, but she's able to follow it back harmlessly.
And she's showing some great hand-eye coordination in this inning, and she didn't want to swing. A couple of those pitches, her hands broke, and she's able to make contact and foul it off.
It's actually very hard to hit the pitch she just hit. Burke with a swing, and that's going to fall right over the shortstop Leonard's head. So just like that, single by Groskritz, single by Bilodeau, perfectly placed bloop single by Burke. And Granby, trailing 5-0, has loaded the bases with 1 out here in the 5th. And Rocky Hill head coach Jim Ferris will take a visit to the mound.
And we've seen 3 great at-bats in this inning in an order. Groskritz comes up. She has the long at-bat. She breaks up the perfect game. Bilodeau then comes up with the single. And now 3rd hit in a row by Ellie Burke. Ellie Burke's long at-bat, fouling off pitches, keeping her hands back. Bases loaded. Now you get a base hit here, 5-2, maybe a sacrifice fly, 5-3. You get 2 innings to get 2 runs. All of a sudden it becomes doable.
If you're head coach Jim Ferris, you got the whole infield there. What are you telling your Rocky Hill players right there?
Well, I think he's clearly saying to them, hey, listen, we're up 5 runs. They have 8 outs to go. You're trading outs right now. You want an out, get an out, make the play, give up the run, and let Megan Ranavera do the rest. So I think what they're trying to do is get out of this inning with minimal damage.
Number 8 batter, Jamie Kidd, the designated player. She grounded out back to Ranavera in her only plate appearance in the 3rd inning. Ranavera dropped the ball right there.
Yeah, balk in baseball.
In softball, it's your backyard do-over. So Granby threatening here in the 5th. Bases loaded. Kidd looks at ball 1 low.
You know, and then see, for the first time in this game, the defense of Rocky Hill now has a little pressure. That little freedom is gone in this inning.
Ranavera paints the outside corner. Evens the count at 1-1. But when you're up 5-0 and you haven't given up a hit or a walk, it's easy to play defense because there haven't been any base runners on. Now
Absolutely.
Granby with 3 on. Ranavera outside, 2-1. No margin of error for Ranavera now, as Granby has loaded the bases.
And
Zilagi's on 3rd. Bilodeau on 2nd. Burke on 1st. Jamie Kidd fouls one off over the Rocky Hill dugout. Evens the count at 2-2. So look at Vicky Malone looking down at her batter, Jamie Kidd. Now you see Ranavera from our center field camera. Fires a fastball outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I tell you what, a little deja vu because Megan Ranavera was on the mound in the same exact situation in a scoreless game, and she laced a double. That gave Rocky Hill the lead. Now she's trying to get herself out of a jam as she fires a strike on the outside corner. Gets Kidd looking huge out there. Huge pitch by Ranavera.
And I think Kidd in that at-bat was looking for the walk, trying to bring the tying run to the plate. Ranavera did one better, went to that outside corner, gets the call, strike 3. As you see, a pinch hitter coming up right now for Granby. That looks like that's going to be Megan Nielsen.
That is number 10, Megan Nielsen, sending Vicky Malone going to her bench. And that's a huge out and a huge pitch on a 3-2 pitch by Ranavera. Her 5th strikeout of the game gets Kidd. And you know what? If Rocky Hill can get out of this one without a run scored, they will be very happy. First at-bat of the day, obviously, for Nielsen. She's batting for Boardman. takes a strike on the inside corner. 5-0 Rocky Hill. Granby threatening in the 5th. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Megan Nielsen, pitch hitting. Inside. If she had stayed there instead of backing out of the way, she might have gotten herself to first base courtesy of hit by pitch and Granby on the board, but instinct is to back away. She did, count 1-1. Swing and a miss through a fastball, strike 2.
Yeah, Steve, a tough spot for Nielsen, the junior, to come in. She comes in, bases loaded. Runavera is warmed up. She's throwing. She comes off the bench, has to face this gas that she's throwing.
Runavera, 1-2. Low, outside. Good eye. Nielsen. 2's on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rocky Hill 5. Granby nothing. Granby threatening. Runners on every base. Runavera delivers. Foul back. Nielsen might have been cold coming into the game, but something tells me with what she's seen now, she has warmed up to her plate appearance.
I think so. And, give credit to Granby. Every at-bat in this inning has been a battle. And even Nielsen, this one, fouling that pitch off, making Runavera work for her pitches and work for the outs.
Runavera delivers. Nielsen fouls it back, so we will do it all over again.
Let's see if you used the word gritty before, and it's Granby team. Down 5-0, could easily fold the 10s. They've come up and battled here in this inning.
Megan Nielsen fouls one off to the right. 3rd straight foul on a 2-2 count. So she's seen a good 9 pitches this at bat. She's into it. Runavera's into it. The Granby sideline's into it. 5-0 Rocky Hill. Granby threatening here in the 5th. Bases loaded. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runavera delivers. Ground ball up the middle. It was a slow pitch, but it was a slow roller. Right back to Runavera. She fields it, takes a step over, fires it over to Seaver, and just like that, they're out of the inning. Granby threatens but does not score. We are 5 innings complete in the Class M championship game. It's Rocky Hill 5, Granby nothing. We'll be back here on CPTV Sports after a word from our sponsors.
But it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Connecticut's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
Welcome back to Frank Deluca Field in Stratford for CPTV Sports coverage of the 2012 CIAC Class M Championship game. It's Rocky Hill and Granby. We are 5 innings complete. The other big number is also a 5. It was a 5 spot in the 3rd inning by Rocky Hill. And it's the Rocky Hill Terriers 5, Granby nothing as we go to the 6th inning. Leading off for Rocky Hill will be center fielder, number 14, Laura DeBruzzi. First pitch was a called strike. Line drive, hit hard, right at Morgan Malone. That's a loud out, but it's an out nonetheless. 1 down here in the 6th for Rocky Hill.
Steve, you wonder if Granby had the air let out of the balloon with leaving the bases loaded, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th, I should say. You see how they react here in the 6th.
Katie Slavin, number 5, the right fielder. First pitch swinging, fouls one back. That might hit our production truck in the back. She struck out in the 2nd. She singled and then was caught in a rundown. RBI single in the 3rd, brought in the 5th run for Rocky Hill. She looks at a ball low. Stearns with the delivery. A little bit low. Count now 2-1.
You know, in that fifth inning, the crowd was lively and into it. Now all of a sudden, it seems like that Granby side is just a little bit out of air with that inning gone by.
Sun has come out here at Frank Deluca Field. Fastball, pretty good swing by Slavin, foul back. Had a little rain earlier before the game started. Then it was mostly overcast, but this last inning or so, it seems like the sun has come out. Wind still blowing out to right field. Beautiful day for softball here, Stratford, Connecticut.
You know, it did turn out to be a beautiful day. A little rain early.
Stearns with the delivery. Ground ball, fielded foul on the third base side by Sarah Boardman. So we'll keep the count at 2-2. Slavin, a sophomore. Bats right, throws right. Stearns with the delivery. Slavin holds off on the swing. Ball's outside. Count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
See a little frustration there by Neve Stearns. Wanted that pitch on the corner, didn't get it. Now has to battle on a full count.
Stearns with the delivery. Slavin swings at it. Long fly ball to center field. Tracked pretty well by Amy Bilodeau, who hauls it in for the second out of the inning.
And see, if you see Bilodeau, when she went back for that ball, the glare off her sunglasses, so you see what she's looking into. You see that bright sun. Did you see her right now checking, motioning with 2 outs there, but she didn't track that ball very well.
Very important for outfielders. You teach them when they're young. First step back. She did that. She got a good break on it. Allowed the tendency to come in, and the ball goes over your head. Well done by Bilodeau there. Stepping into the plate is Caitlin Bogus, the center fielder. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it back. Bogus on the day, grounded out to the pitcher and grounded out to the third baseman. Looking for her first hit of the day. Swings and misses through that one. She's now in an 0-2 hole.
See Stearns going right back to that outside. You know, she's had success on that outside corner today. Surprised she hasn't gone there more.
See if she goes there on the 0-2 count. She does. And Bogus swings through it. 3 up, 3 down. We're going to head to the bottom of the 6th. It's Rocky Hill 5, Granby nothing. We'll be back here on CPTV Sports right after a word from our sponsors.
Derby losing in baseball.
Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the 2012 Class M State Championship game here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford. It's 4th-seeded Rocky Hill 5, 3rd-seeded Granby nothing. Granby 6 outs left. They need 5 runs. They did get the lineup turned over to the top of the order here in the 6th, as they did load the bases with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th, but could not get any runs across, as Runavera was able to strike out Jamie Kidd looking and then get pinch hitter Megan Nielsen to ground back to the pitcher. Emily Martell, second pitch swinging here in the 6th, flies out to center fielder Laura DeBruzzi. 1 out in Granby 6th.
See the center fielder, nice job, Laura DeBruzzi there for Rocky Hill. As you said in the prior, and take that first step back, comes in, easily makes the catch. Now 5 outs away from a state title are the Rocky Hill Terriers.
Morgan Malone, second baseman, first pitch swinging, fouls it off to the right. She struck out in the first. She grounded out to second in the fourth. 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Rocky Hill. No runs, 3 hits, all singles in the fifth. No errors for Granby. Ground ball by Malone. Grabbed by first baseman Katie Seaver, who was playing in. She takes 2 steps. She tags Malone for the second out of the inning.
And that's a smart play by Seaver. Instead of throwing the ball, risk throwing the ball away or anything can happen, gets the tag. And again, I said it earlier, the difference in this game is Rocky Hill has made the plays, made the smart plays, and done everything defensively to take the lead in this game.
Runavera, who I don't want to say struggled in the fifth, because that would not be fair because she's been doing great, but gave up some hits, got a little bit out of her rhythm. She seems to be back in rhythm now.
Yeah, and, she got the last 2 outs of the inning. She had to give a couple of bloops after that initial single, and now she's come back firing in the sixth.
Haley McCoo steps in for Granby. McCoo popped out to the catcher, also grounded to second, her 2 at-bats. Takes a look at a pitch outside. The count is now 2 balls, 1 strike. Runavera looks in at Weber. Swinging there by McCoo, and that's going to be perfectly placed. 2 steps onto the outfield grass. Bogus couldn't get it. Leonard couldn't get it. That was perfectly placed, and that's a 2-out single by McCoo.
And the big thing in this inning, Steve, is Runavera easily got the first 2 outs. Now McCoo gets the single, but now you have 2 outs. So you have a lot of things in play. You can get the force at, you can go right at Aaron Walsh, the cleanup hitter. But you know what? Even if she hits 1 out, it's still 5-2. So you don't have to nibble. You can go right at him.
Pitching with a lead will do that. McCoo with her first hit of the game on first. Aaron Walsh, the right fielder, steps into the box, looks at ball 1. Granby needs 5 runs before they commit their 4th out. We're here in the bottom of the 6th. Rocky Hill 5. Granby nothing. Walsh looks at ball 2 low.
Runavera get that one low and outside there.
Runavera twirling that ball in her hand. Fires. Hits the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. As you see, Runavera right there with the ponytail and the mask. Protect herself. She is not that far from home plate. We've seen some hard shots up the middle.
And you see her, especially when she lands, she gets even closer.
Paints the outside corner again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stearns does not wear that mask. Runavera, 2-2 pitch. Ball's in play, hit out pretty well to right center, and that's a beautiful defensive play by DeBruzzi. She got a great jump on that. She made it look easy. That ball was ticketed for the gap, but it was caught, and we are 6th inning complete, and it is Rocky Hill 5, Granby nothing. We'll be back for the 7th inning of the 2012 CIAC Class M Championship game right here on CPTV Sports, right after a word from our sponsors.
Everybody knows that high school sports generate suspense, excitement, and drama.
They also generate higher grade point averages, stronger work habits, and greater self-esteem.
Everybody knows that high school sports give us more value for our entertainment dollar.
They also give us leaders committed to strengthening communities right here in Connecticut. The true value of playing sports in school can't be measured in wins and losses or dollars and cents. Studies show that participation in sports, along with other extracurricular activities, is one of the best ways to teach leadership, cooperation, accountability, and other invaluable life skills. Don't just stand on the sidelines. Encourage the young people you know to get in the game. When you do, you will be helping them get ahead in life. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the Class M Championship game here at Frank Deluca Field in Stratford. Steve Kirk and Mike Madeira. We've reached the 7th. Rocky Hill 5, Granby nothing. Emma Scoltetti leads off the top of the 7th. She bunts it. Sarah Boardman made a nice defensive play, was aggressive, but threw the ball just on the dirt. Haley McCoo could not come up with it.
We'll see what they give Skoltetti on that one. Again, the bunt giving Granby problems, and they give an error to Sarah Boardman on the play.
So Skoltetti singled, then struck out looking. They're going right back to a bunt. It's like a replay. This time Boardman makes the play, fires over to Malone, and Thompson gets the sacrifice bunt down, moves Skoltetti over to second. So a runner in scoring position for Rocky Hill, trying to tack on to their 5-0 lead.
Little small ball. Coach Jim Ferris trying to get an additional run with Erica Leonard up.
Leonard is their number 2 batter. First pitch swinging, foul off her leg. She walked in the first, and she's had a pair of flyouts to the left. Skoltetti on second. Stearns with the delivery. Looks like a little bit of a curveball in the outside corner. Leonard swings through it. No balls and 2 strikes. Stearns. Same pitch, farther outside. Leonard swings at it again, swings through it. Second out of the inning for Granby.
Smart pitching there by Neve Stearns. She went outside, went a little farther, made Leonard chase. And I had said last inning, I was surprised she didn't go there a little more in this game, Steve.
Certainly was effective there. Stepping into the plate is number 8, the 3rd batter, Erin Weber. Pitch on the outside corner. She struck out looking in the first. She walked and scored in the 3rd, and she flew out to right in the 5th. So she's been up every other inning. Off-speed pitch. Stearns really wanted that one. Might have been a smidge high, might have been a smidge outside. Count even 1-1.
A couple hundred umpires in the stands wanted that one too.
The only one that mattered called it a ball. Stearns with the delivery. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Take a look there at Rocky Hill head coach Jim Ferris, giving some encouragement to Weber. Weber, a senior on this Rocky Hill team. Catcher. Bats right, throws right. Lines one to right center. That's going to get down. That's going to get to the wall. That's going to score Skoltetti. Weber stands up at second with a double. Rocky Hill gets an insurance run. They now lead 6-0.
And the small ball works. Weber battles, has 2 strikes on her. Sticks the bat out, goes to right center field. Nice job going with that pitch. That rise ball came up. Weber struck it to right center field. An additional run. It's now 6-0.
And that'll bring up cleanup hitter and pitcher for Rocky Hill, Megan Runavera. Trying to give herself a little more cushion. She looks at a fastball right over the middle of the plate. Strike 1. 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Rocky Hill. No runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Granby. We are in the top of the 7th. Rocky Hill 6, Granby nothing. Runavera grounds it back to Stearns. She throws over to McCoo to record the final out of the inning, but not before Rocky Hill tacks on a run. They are 3 outs away from the 2012 Class M State Championship. It's Rocky Hill 6, Granby nothing. We'll be back for the finish on CPTV Sports right after a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to CPTV Sports coverage of the 2012 Class M Championship game between Rocky Hill and Granby. Steve Kirk and Mike Madeira here. Rocky Hill 3 outs away from their first state championship in school history. They have 6 runs on 9 hits. No errors. Granby down to their final 3 outs. No runs, 4 hits, 1 error. Sam Groskritz got a rally going for Granby in the 5th inning with a single. Broke up the no-hit bid and the perfect game, and then she has another solid single to center to lead off Granby's 7th. But they need a whole lot more hits and 6 more runs to keep this dream season alive.
Yeah, and like I said, they'll trade the outs for base runners here. They're going to get a pinch runner, and we're going to get a pinch hitter. So the pinch runner, I should say, is going to be Sagazi again. I think she ran earlier in the game.
Yes, pinch runner Jen Zalagi ran earlier, so she will run again for Groskritz. Amy Bilodeau steps to the plate. First pitch swinging, called nicely by Runavera. Runs in, makes the catch, first out of the inning. P1 if you are scoring at home, and it was a similar play which led to Rocky Hill's big inning.
That's right. Single play that dropped. This time it's caught.
Runavera delivers. Inside, stepping in is Ellie Burke. She lined to the pitcher. And then singled in the 5th. The 3rd of Granby's 3 singles that inning. Swinging here, she fouls that one back. About 5 rows into the bleachers on the first base side. Count evens at 1-1. Bottom of the 7th, Granby down to their last 2 outs. Rocky Hill 6, Granby nothing. This ball is grounded to the shortstop. Leonard throws over to first. Seaver, 2 outs. Rocky Hill 1 out away from their first state softball championship. Zolagi does move to second on the play, but that was a smooth 6-3 putout. Leonard to Seaver. Stepping to the plate, Jamie Kidd takes a look at strike 1. Megan Runavera on the mound for Rocky Hill, the senior, trying to pitch her school to the state championship. This one just on the outside corner, evens the count at 1-1. Rocky Hill faithful, standing here in front of us, a little bit up, a little on the left field side as well. Kidd swings, fouls it back. Granby down to their last strike. 1
Ready
ball.
to celebrate.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rocky Hill 6, Granby nothing. You can hear the crowd for Rocky Hill. Runavera delivers outside. Evens the count at 2-2.
What a way to end it for Runavera. She gets the big hit, the 3-run double, perfect through 4, dominant in this game, and look at her close it out.
Runavera swings. Off-speed pitch, just fouled by Kidd. Rocky Hill has played close games throughout this tournament. They beat Tolland 1-0 in 8 innings. They beat Law 3-2 in the quarterfinals. A thrilling 1-0 11-inning win over previously number 1 ranked Seymour in the semifinals. Looking to close it out here against Granby. Runavera delivers outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Zolagi on second. Kidd at the plate. Runavera wanted that one. Erica Leonard, the shortstop, comes in, gives her a high five, calms her down. Runavera with the delivery. That one, called 3rd strike. Game over. Rocky Hill has won the first state championship in school history. Rocky Hill 6, Granby nothing.
And Steve, just an epitome of the game. She went right to the corner, 3-2 pitch, did not give Granby anything good to hit. Called 3rd strike on Jamie Kidd, and Runavera, what a game for her. She's just dominant both sides at the bat and in the pitcher's circle. Well-deserved victory for Rocky Hill.
Runavera with her 6th strikeout of the game. She had 11 against Seymour. And it's the Rocky Hill Terriers, the 4th-seeded Terriers, ranked all season in the top 10. get the job done today. Beginning the third, they get 5. Tack one on in the 7th, and it's Rocky Hill, your 2012 Class M state champions, with a 6-0 win over Granby, as you see the two teams lining up and shaking hands. We'll be back for our post-game coverage. The final score, Rocky Hill 6, Granby 0. Stay here for the post-game on CPTV Sports right after a words from our sponsors.
You had
this afternoon from the CIAC, Barbara Startup, Scott Oresco, Judy Deeb, Paula Fitzgerald, and Eileen Crompton. First, let's present the awards to the state runners-up from Granby Memorial. As you name this call, please come out to accept your award. Leanna Delmon. Gabrielle Stahl. Megan Schulteis. Megan Wilson. Elise Bickford. Jess Remy. Courtney Aarons. Sam Lamone. Jen Salagi. Amanda Jacobs. Emily Martell. Morgan Malone. Haley McClure. Erin Walsh. Sam Groskowitz. Amy Villiger. Ellie Burke. Jimmy Kidd. Sarah Wortman. Neve Stearns. And Coach Vicky Malone, come on out and accept your runner-up award for Class M, Granby Memorial. How about a nice round of applause for the state runner-up? And now for the Class M state champions from Rocky Hill, Emily Savage. Jackie Horn. Emily Thompson. Erica Leonard. Erin Weber. Katie Seaver. Laura DeGuzzi. Slavin. Caitlin Bogus. Emma Scopetti. Brianna Novello. Megan Rivera. And Coach Drew Ferris, come on out with your assistants and please accept the state championship award for Class M, Rocky Hill. How about a nice round of applause for Rocky Hill? And now, ladies and gentlemen, Scott Oresco will present the Most Valuable Player Award, and it goes to Rocky Hill pitcher Megan Rivera.